Hello everyone. Today, I really want to make something very clear to you. These three things you see, Google Ads, pay-per-call, and SEO, they are the future. I am making this very clear to you. Anyone who works in black hat or gray hat techniques will not be able to run Google Ads in the future. I am writing this down for you. So, you will have to depend on SEO. There are many things in SEO that have become next to impossible to rank today, so you will have to focus on PPC. See, either take training from me or from anyone else in these three things if you want to survive in digital marketing. And if you take training from me, I guarantee one thing: if you join my training program, whether anything happens or not, after the 30-day training program, you will know everything about digital marketing. And if you don't find value in my training program, and suppose you invested 10,000 and didn't get a 50 times return, after 30 days, every single rupee you spent will be refunded. Whether you join me or not, it doesn't matter. But joining these three things is great if you want to survive in digital marketing. Now, watch the video that is coming up, watch it carefully, and the more practically you work on it, the more practical and action you take, the more benefit you will get. Otherwise, if you just want to pass time, keep doing that. Nothing can happen in that. Let's continue the video. Welcome to all of you. Until now, I always talked about how to rank things when we do SEO for Google Ads. But today, what I'm going to talk about is that, brother, you've learned how to do SEO. You've learned how to rank. Now, once your website is ranked, is it following Google's guidelines or not? And if it's not following Google's algorithm, then brother, your website will rank for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and on the 4th day, it will start to drop. So what mistakes should we not make? And if we are making mistakes, how to identify those mistakes? What things to do? How to do them? We need to talk about everything in detail. Until now, no one has talked so openly about Google penalties on YouTube as openly as I am going to talk today. So if you watch this video completely, one thing is certain. You've learned how to rank, and today you'll learn how to establish it, which might be even more important than ranking. Once your things start landing, if you want to prevent them from falling, what things will we need to do? Today, let's talk about all those things. Welcome to the recording channel, where you are given knowledge about things that are not even available on YouTube, things that no one talks about. Today, we will discuss all those things. So the very first thing we have is, what is our very first thing? It's the Google penalty. What is a Google penalty basically? If we look at its definition, it's a punishment given by Google. Those who practice black hat SEO, actually, I received a comment. What was that comment? It was, "Sir, you do black hat SEO. In black hat SEO, you might get the website ranked, but a penalty will be imposed and the website will fall." So yes, I do black hat SEO. And whenever I do it, I pay a lot of attention to the things that are rules, which are the algorithms that Google provides. I focus a lot on them, on how to follow the updates that are currently running. That's why if my website ranks in the first position once, my friend, then my website doesn't go down for 3 to 4 months, yet or not, even if I manage to rank the website in just 3 weeks. I rank the website in 3 weeks, and it stays ranked for 3 to 6 months. Even when I follow black SEO practices, it still remains stable. So the very first thing is, what is the first thing that whatever black SEO services we are practicing, whatever methods we are adopting, are those methods violating Google's policies or guidelines? We pay a lot of attention to all these things, and that's why our website remains maintained. Now, always remember one thing. If your website is under a Google penalty, then even if your website is indexed, it might not appear in the search results. This is a problem that many people are facing today. Their website is indexed, but it is not showing up in the search results. Brother, if you are under a Google penalty, then understand what the history of Google's penalties is. Now, let me tell you right from the beginning, whenever Google used to impose a penalty on a website, it would remove that website. The website used to remain in the index, but today that's not the case. Today, websites are getting removed from search results. Today, what's happening is that websites are getting removed from search results, but they are not being removed. Being removed from search results means your traffic becomes zero. And if the traffic on your website has become zero, it's obvious that a penalty has been imposed on your website. Both penalties and algorithm updates can cause a website to drop. If a penalty is imposed on the website, it will be out of the set. And if an algorithm update occurs, it will also be out of the set. So what's the difference between the two? What happens after a penalty is imposed? Suppose you have created 100 links on your website and a penalty is imposed. Now, if your 100 links are indexed, and on the 101st day, whenever you try to index, it will never be indexed. Even the 102nd link won't be indexed. This means the links on your website will stop being indexed. But if there is an algorithm update, then some of your 100 indexed links might get de-indexed. But later, when you try to index any link after the update, it will start getting indexed. This is what we call, what is an algorithmic update? Algorithmic, okay, when it affects you, is algorithmic. When the update happens, your website can also become indexed. Your website might even get removed from the search results. Later, it will start getting indexed again. How penalties affect SEO and traffic? See, if your website gets penalized, the first thing that will happen is your website will be removed from the search results, your traffic will drop to zero, and your website won't even show up. It won't be indexed. All right, so this was the introduction to Google penalties, what actually happens with Google penalties. Now let's focus on the types of Google penalties. Now here comes the second thing, which is to create Google. There are types of penalties. One is a manual penalty, and the other is an algorithmic penalty. What does a manual penalty mean? Suppose you did keyword stuffing on your website. All right, if you are doing keyword stuffing on your website or engaging in activities like cloaking or redirection or any such things. So what Google does is it imposes a manual penalty, you see? How is a manual penalty checked? I will explain that as well. The simple reason to check for a manual penalty is to go to security, manual actions in your Google Search Console, and click on mail access. If there is a penalty, it will show up here. If there is no penalty, then there will be nothing here. All right, now, the other type of penalty is the algorithmic penalty. What does an algorithmic penalty mean? It means that your website is not following Google's guidelines. All right, is this the reason your website is going down in search results or in a dramatic way? It went down a lot. It was on the 4th position. An update came and it directly dropped to the 96th position or completely out of the search results. This is what happens with your algorithmic penalty. What is the difference between a manual penalty? Brother, if a manual penalty is applied to your website, then until that penalty is removed, your website cannot come up. But in an algorithmic penalty, what happens is that if you are going to follow all the guidelines, whatever Google is telling you, if you are following all the guidelines correctly, what will happen? Your website or your things, if it is following the guidelines correctly, then it will come up on time. Okay, how do you do it? Look, if you are getting a penalty, you just need to check if there is keyword stuffing on your website. Is there any redirection on your website? Is there any cloaking happening on your website? Or is your website associated with guns or adult content, among other things? Are there backlinks being created on your website from sites that do not follow the guidelines? If you check and address all these things, you will avoid algorithmic penalties. So these are the two types of penalties. One is manual, and the second is algorithmic penalty. Now, the third thing we are going to learn here is how to correctly identify a penalty. Now comes the question of how you identify a Google penalty. Look, I'm explaining something very simple to you. Identifying a Google penalty, by the way, is very easy, very easy. To identify a Google penalty, you need to adopt a very simple approach. What you need to do is check what the search result, the position of your website was. Suppose your website search result position drops. Today, your website is not appearing in the search results at all. It's not visible. So what has happened to your website? A penalty has been applied, and this is how you identify it. I have explained it to you. For Google Search Console, you will need to check on your website to see if it is following all the guidelines. If it is not following all the guidelines, then it is affected. You can check Google Analytics. Suppose your website is getting daily traffic, but it has suddenly dropped to almost zero, or is only receiving 10 to 20 or 50 visitors. This means that the traffic to your website has genetically or decreased. If this is happening, then something has been applied to your website, and it might have been penalized. As I have already mentioned, you need to check Google Search Console for updates. It might be that before the update, when the Parvati update was running, your site was removed from the search results, and then your website went to the 10th position. This is not a penalty. It is because the update caused your website to drop. It will rise again. You can use many tools like SEMrush, etc. to see why your traffic dropped. If there is a drastic traffic WODI drop, then your website might have been penalized. So, however, I don't trust many of these penalty tools because they often provide nonsense information. They might say your website has a penalty when it doesn't. Sometimes they just provide forced information. So I don't rely much on these things. So how do you identify a Google penalty or DE? After identifying a Google penalty, we will discuss in detail why penalties occur and what the reasons for penalties are. Here, the biggest question is, what are the causes of a Google penalty? Look, a Google penalty literally occurs due to 3 or 4 causes. First, link-related, content-related, technical, and user-related issues. Now, it is very important to understand this when we rank our website. I'd say, even if you talk about me, we also buy backlinks from the market. I did buy such backlinks from the market, but the biggest problem is that when we get backlinks from the market, sometimes we end up with low-quality backlinks. And because of this, when these low-quality backlinks are integrated into our website, let's take an example. If we bought 10 backlinks and 6 of them have a Google penalty, and you took backlinks from these, obviously, the chances of your website getting penalized are very high. Link schemes and PBNs, the same thing. PBL is a loop of more than 100 websites. Now, I said that out of these 100 websites, 30 to 40 websites already have penalties. And you also took from these websites. Look, always remember, PBN is something that if used correctly, any gaming website, any health website, any CPA-related website, all websites rank immediately, all websites rank and rank very quickly. But if you selected the wrong PBN, your website will go down, your website will get banned. So if you're getting a PBN, find someone who genuinely knows PBN, someone who knows proper PBN, then your website will rank very quickly. Okay, common natural anchor test, and natural anchor test means that anchor test, you are looking for such an anchor test or such a keyword which is ranked first in Google, and you are using the same anchor test. Then the chances of your website getting a penalty are very high. I cannot tell you an example because this video will be taken down. So I am clarifying this for you. You all are smart enough. Those who are watching my video, tell me, those advanced level people, all right, link exchange, the same thing applies to linking. If you exchange links with someone, it might be that their website is banned or has had such problems before. If you exchange links with them, then what will happen is that your website will also go down. Low value pages with thin content, if you have created content or had it made and it's very poor quality, or if you have copied someone else's content. In today's date, the maximum number of websites that are getting out of the search results, I am writing this with a guarantee. The reason is that their content is copied. They have copied the homepage or copied everyone's source, and their website is going down. You use AI generators or spun content. I am tired of shouting about keyword stuffing at 3%. If there are 100 words, there should be 3 keywords. People are using 20 keywords in 100 words, including headings, descriptions, and all these names. I see when I go, what are you doing, man? Misleading meta tags are being discussed. They put it in the description of weight loss. Put the article in the description of loss. They are using misleading meta tags in gaming. They are using hidden text and links, which allows me to say cooking in such a way. They are hacking pages in 2 ways and doing it from people's websites there. Their website is being redirected to a Chinese website. The website has no loading speed at all. The website is taking 5 minutes to load. Brother, I have shouted and said things. If you want to avoid Google penalties, if you want your website to rank properly, then your website's loading speed should be very low. It should be in seconds. Your website should load in 1 second. Use a good host. Ask me, and I will tell you, buddy. I won't give a flat link to a good host. Message me, buddy. Ask, and I will tell you which host you should use. People put pop-ups on their websites. Get the website to rank at the top once, then I will tell you the ways to use it properly, what to do, and how. Don't use it yourself. Let the proper website get properly ranked and established. Let the website run first, then think about profit at the beginning. Do things correctly later. When you do things correctly, the results will be good, exactly, as expected. Comments or these people today, in today's date, people say, comment bakery. Oh, where are you making it? What kind of place are you making it? He focuses. Open forums with no moderation. I won't name the forum because then I get emails. This happens. You should not go to such forums. The forum where you posted your link and low quality guest posts are being criticized. I mean, what's happening? People have posted guest posts on such websites. They have posted guest posts on Russian websites. Gun culture is being promoted there. Adult content is being promoted. Guest posts are being placed there, wondering how the website will run. They are creating comment battling for you. Sure, the website might rank for a few days there. So focus on all these things. All right? So what has happened to you? You should know this. You need to avoid these causes. Talk about the algorithms that recognize these causes. The next part is about the algorithms that penalize us. See, I am telling you very clearly that the main thing is that your first algorithm is this Panda, all right, which focuses on whether your website has quality content. If your website doesn't have quality content, then the Panda algorithm will cut down on quality. What Panda needs is that your content should revolve around user intent. It focuses on how long the user stays on your site, all right, similar to RankBrain. Look, always remember, there are 3 types of intent: informational, navigational, and transactional. And Google focuses on these. Google really likes information, meaning if a user is coming to your site, they should be getting information. If they are getting information, it's beneficial. If they are not getting information, it won't rank. For other metrics, read about YMYL. Content updates have already been mentioned, and you need to pay close attention to any updates that come. Now, the next part is about the video we are going to make, which will be on content optimization and penalty recovery and how to future-proof your website so it doesn't get blocked. All right. Besides this, we will cover the topic of whether deleting penalized pages helps the domain or not. If we delete the penalized pages from our website, will it improve our ranking? If you are recovering from a penalty, what should you do? If a penalty has been imposed, what to do if the ranking has dropped? Will it recover in 2025 or not? How to create and use content that poses a penalty risk? What is the benefit of disavowing files? And how to get your website out of the sandbox after the penalty, all right? And hiring an agency for the manual action, can they remove it or not? So those who want me to cover this part can write next part in the comments below the video and like the video. If you also want, say, for me to cover these topics in the next video, then just write next part in the comments and like the video. If you do this much, then I will make a new video. I will address a question that I always answer later. If you are new to digital marketing, then learn PPC and SEO. This is the future. And again, you will have to work on it. Only if you do, will you progress in marketing. I hope you like this video. If you want the next part, be sure to write next part in the comments. I'm going to make videos for you. I hope you like this video. Thank you very much. Share this video. Thank you.